On the news, Senate President Godswill Akpabio says Nigeria, as largest economy in Africa, is ready to engage with the European Free Trade Association. Leadership of National Assembly pledges to engage President Tinubu to conduct national population census this year. Plus, Senator Jimoh Ibrahim speaks on strengths and weaknesses of envelope budget system. Good evening and welcome to Parliamentary News. I am Amina Saidu. Thank you for joining us. We begin the news with President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, saying that Nigeria, as the largest economy in Africa, is ready to engage with the European Free Trade Association (EFTA) and other areas of interest to grow the nation's economy. While hosting a delegation of the EFTA from Switzerland, Akpabio says the National Assembly is poised to provide the legal framework that will enhance innovation through partnership to diversify the economy and create opportunities. He says the expertise of Switzerland in precision engineering will be a boost to the manufacturing and agricultural sectors.
Our shared commitment to sustainability drives forward thinking solutions for energy and the environment. These are not dreams, but can be the fruits of bold actions if we plant the seeds here today. Nigeria's economy is on a transformative journey under the present leadership of our President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with bold reforms such as the removal of fuel subsidies and the unification of the Naira exchange rate. The government has taken decisive steps to stabilize the economy and attract foreign direct investment.
Leading the Swiss delegation, Thomas Eshi, who is also a member of the parliament in Switzerland, expresses confidence that by working together, more areas of collaboration will be identified.
The potential of this country is huge, just looking at its population size. I am convinced that parliamentary diplomacy can help to strengthen ties and relaunch processes for our governments. While EFTA, the European Free Trade Association, does not yet have a formal trade negotiation process with Nigeria in place, we are here to lay the groundwork for future possibilities.
In another development, members of the management of the National Assembly Service Commission were also hosted by the leadership of the Senate for improved service in the legislature.
We really need to upgrade our ICT system, both that of the Commission and this of the National Assembly. It's high time, Your Excellency, we start paperless operation. I think we have visited quite a number of countries and they're doing very well, small countries, but doing very well with their ICT.
Leadership of the National Assembly has pledged to engage President Bola Tinubu on the need to conduct a national population census this year. Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas stated this during a meeting with the management team of the National Population Commission in Abuja. Speaker Abbas, however, expressed his support for an order by President Tinubu that the National Population Commission should conduct a biometric census this year. He told the MPC delegation that a national headcount is long overdue, as it will establish the country's numerical strength after almost 2 decades. While acknowledging that the budget of the National Population Commission was inadequate to conduct a census, the Speaker said the federal government may consider other sources of funding, including the Sovereign Wealth Fund. Chairman of the Commission, Nasir Wara, said plans for the biometric census include acquisition of technology, recruitment and training of officials, as well as establishment of a situation room. On the ongoing budget defense, Chairman Senate Committee on Information and National Orientation, Senator Ken Eze, says policies and programs of government, as well as projecting a positive image of Nigeria to the global community, may continue to fall short of expectations in terms of impact until government channels the needed financial resources to this sector. While submitting the 2025 budget report to the Appropriations Committee for consideration, Senator Eze says that staff welfare must also be prioritized. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports on this and other legislative activities on the 2025 budget.
As a committee oversighting this sector, we've carefully followed this ministry, and I want to tell you, sir, that the minister have performed his job creditably well to disseminate the information and drive the policies of the government. People are really beginning to understand that government is doing much in trying to ameliorate the suffering of the people. And when you get the best brain to create content for you, it comes with a price. And that is why there's need for more funding in this sector.
This passionate appeal by the Information Committee Chairman is a follow-up to the committee's engagement with the Budget and Finance Ministers as it's used for prioritizing provision of equipment and welfare in the information sector.
Provide the tools that will enable him to do this job. It is obvious that we can't function without fund. How can we compete with private entities? The private entities are well funded. They pay better. How much is the staff, the salary of staff of NTA? How much are they being paid? Compare with the private media stations and know if anybody that has something to offer would want to go to NTA. That is why they have the best brain to create the content. It is for a fee. And that's why we are here before this committee to ask that these agencies be properly funded.
Other chairmen of standing committees in the Senate took turns to appeal for improved funding, including Chairman Senate Committee on Atomic Energy, Senator Sahabi Ya'u, who said Nigeria is under threat and urgent measures should be taken.
There is the threat of nuclear radiation, and the agency needs about 9 billion naira.
If you want documents in support of these warnings from these international agencies, we can provide them. Anything that has to do with radiation is put under control.
How do we diversify in Nigeria, in our circumstance, without adequate appropriations for solar minerals?
Those involved in this illegal mining, they use choppers. They procure arms exactly the same way as our military were doing in the South. They give them arms. They use choppers to come and cut away the gold, and they take them out of this country.
Forest jobs alone is a nightmare. I'm speaking the mind of Nigerians. We are crying to this committee to look critically into funding FEMA. Whatever it takes, whatever needs to be done, it is the responsibility of this committee to look critically at the road sector and fix the problems that are there.
You all know that anywhere where women are empowered and the family unit is cohesive, the country prospers.
The money allocated to our ministry is needs to be augmented.
While the Appropriations Committee was being inundated with pleas for more funding, the Senate Committee on Steel Development was busy interacting with the minister as he seeks additional 33 billion naira for 2025.
This proposal outlines a strategic approach to revitalizing the steel sector, an essential driver of Nigeria's industrial and economic growth.
Come up with supplementary, when supplementary comes. By then, you have the feasibility, the technical audit report at hand. And whatever you are doing, we should do things that look cogent and verifiable.
Other budget defense sessions held were those between the Joint Committee on Judiciary and the National Judicial Council, as well as the House Committee on Communicable Diseases with the National Action Committee on AIDS.
I want to urge this committee, like you've always been doing to us, consider an increment in our budget so as Nigerian judiciary to function efficiently and effectively.
Certainly, the judiciary plays an indispensable role of upholding the rule of law, protecting the rights of citizens, and promoting the pursuit of justice. It is our duty to ensure that the courts and judicial bodies under the purview of the NJC are adequately funded and equipped to carry out their vital function.
There are many ways we can help to end this HIV on programs you are doing. Imagine when you have a program attached to 360 members. You are sure that it will get to the right people.
Now, the envelope budget system has been a long-standing approach to public finance management in Nigeria. While it provides a structured framework for budget allocation, concerns persist over its impact on fiscal transparency, accountability, and national development. Some argue that it restricts efficiency and flexibility, while others see it as a tool for maintaining expenditure discipline. We will examine the strengths and weaknesses of this system, its implications for governance, and possible reforms to enhance fiscal transparency. Joining us on the discussion segment is Senator Jimoh Ibrahim, representing Ondo South Senatorial District and Chairman Senate Committee on Interparliamentary Relations. You're welcome, sir. One major issue that stood out during the budget defense was the envelope budget system. Why is this so?
The enveloping system, number one, the oversight function of the National Assembly to the executive is constitutional. So you must bring your budget and defend it, and National Assembly must approve before Mr. President put final signature and becomes law now and become a appropriation law. But in terms of the envelope system, it's something that never started with us, but came with us and all that, and we started to continue with that. I think it's a form of replacement of data. We want to know how much an MDG spent on the budget last year. Say, for example, Nigeria Population Commission. What did you spend last year on your budget? Say, for example, it's 50 billion, overhead plus capital projects. Now, you will request for your budget this year. We're going to give you an envelope, in compliance with what you have done last year, with a bit of variance, or variation. Now, if, for example, you suddenly bring new budget and you say you want 100 billion, then already you got an envelope of maybe 55 billion naira, and then you announce say you want 100 billion. Then we ask, what did you get last year? Last year was 50. Why do you double it? Is it that your personnel cost has gone up, or you want to do more projects in the incoming year that makes your budget to go 100%? So the envelope system helps us to achieve the desire.
Many MDAs have raised concerns about shortfalls in releases. Why does the government continue to sustain the envelope model?
Don't forget again that we are managing a very bad economy that we inherited from the last administration. Cash ratio to GDP. GDP is the total volume of trade that happens in an economy in a year that determines the size of the economy. So the cash ratio to GDP was less than 1%. That was handed over to the present government. So it's from the cash you're supposed to get your releases, isn't it? So with the cash is 1% of the assets. So how do you get it? So when you borrow to fund the budget, the money doesn't come in just 1 day or 2 days. It takes time to come. That's why releases are being delayed. If you are going to use ways and means, printing money, to fund your releases, it takes time. And don't forget, this was a projected budget. It's not an actual that, we have the money in the bank and we're just going to do it that way.
Given these challenges, how can Nigeria strike a balance in its budgeting process?
Yeah, what government can do is to increase revenue. Increase revenue means more taxes, which is they're trying to avoid. Only 18% of Nigeria on tax net. So you have 72% of Nigeria, they don't even know anything about tax. They never heard about it. They don't know anything about it. And these are poor people. They are the pedestrians. So there's no way you can bring that to the tax net. So if you say because your tax ratio to GDP is as low as 18%, you want to increase it, you are going to impoverish the poor, and you cannot do that as a policy. So you have to look other way to get it. A bit of tax, a bit of revenue, a bit of management of what you have, and a bit of critical management of what you have, really. Because if you save from your management, if your management is good and you make savings, it's also as good as making revenue.
Thank you, Senator Jimoh Ibrahim, for your contribution. Moving on, experts on climate change are calling for collaboration to validate existing legal framework that will lead to model climate change laws for Africa. This was during a 3-day validation meeting on strengthening national parliaments for oversight in climate action in the continent, holding at NIL's headquarters here in Abuja. National Assembly correspondent Isa Mohammed has more.
As African countries campaign advocate solutions to mitigate climate change, experts across Africa converge in Abuja to validate existing regulations in building resilience for climate change in the continent. They believe that collaborative efforts through the ongoing retreat by experts will provide African countries with opportunities to revisit an existing legal framework, draft modern climate change law, action plan, and adequate implementation to domesticate best global practices.
So since 2015 to 2024, data has shown us consistently that the hottest years on record over the last, that have spanned a period of 10 years, fall within this last decade. Climate change is here and we have to fight it. And there is no way that we can fight without having the necessary legislation to protect our actions.
African countries continue to lag behind. This is largely because African countries participated at COPs as individual nations, rather than as a united bloc.
With the systems in place, that whatever we resolve here today, there will be consultation and follow-ups virtually everywhere.
Experts also highlighted the need to have a second look at other related legislations across other sectors of the economy that have an impact on climate change. In Abuja, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
We now take a break. When we return, reports from across the states.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the marketing department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
You're welcome back. A bill seeking to provide courses for training, research and development in relevant fields in the aviation industry and for other matters connected therewith has passed through its second reading in the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. Correspondent Nsika Konkuru reports that the bill aims to strategically position Akwa Ibom State in the aviation sector.
The lead sponsor of the bill and member representing in a state constituency, Lawrence Udoide, while commending Governor Moino for the laying of the foundation for the development of the aviation village, says the bill, when passed into law, will be of immense benefit to the state, as it will help train Akwa Ibom youth in aviation and related fields, as well as leverage on the success story of the state in the aviation sector by complementing the vision behind the establishment of the Victor Ota International Airport.
Other sections of this bill are well written down in the body of the bill. We are all aware that, like I said, we've made significant progress in this particular industry, the aviation industry.
Some lawmakers joined their voices in support of the bill.
If this is passed into law and established, the people of Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria at large will benefit. Also learn and know to learn about the emergency procedure and safety protocols.
If this bill, the passage into law, and the state government, with the passion of the governor, what kind of state trying to put more effort in the aviation industry, with the institution is going to ginger the economic development of Akwa Ibom State.
And the move and seconded that a bill for a law to establish Akwa Ibom State Aviation Training Institute to provide courses of training, research, and development in relevant fields in the aviation industry and for other matters connected therewith is read the second time. Those in favor say aye. Those against, the ayes have it. The bill is accordingly read the second time.
The Speaker, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Udemotong, committed the bill to the House Committee on Education, urging the committee to revert to the House within 1 month. Sikak Okon, NTA News.
Moving on to Bayelsa State, the House of Assembly has given Governor Duaidiri the go-ahead to appoint Mr. Timiye Nicodemus Aaron as Director General, Bayelsa State Due Process Bureau. This is as lawmakers screened and confirmed the candidate fit to manage the Due Process Bureau. Baratua Periawe, who was at plenary, reports.
Saddled with the responsibility of screening and confirming nominees before appointment into sensitive government portfolios, the Bayelsa State House of Assembly once again left no stone unturned as they grilled the nominee, Mr. Timiye Nicodemus Aaron, on professional competence, service delivery, and accountability. Understanding the importance of due process in governance, the 24 lawmakers in the Bayelsa State House of Assembly took turns to advise the candidate who, if appointed, will oversee the Due Process Bureau, to see his appointment as a call to service of the people of the state. They admonished the nominee, Mr. Timiye Nicodemus Aaron, to key into the vision of the prosperity government of Senator Duaidiri and deliver quality leadership, which will further raise the bar of transparency of the state.
There's someone based on this confirmation that you performed well. We have no doubt that you have this free lifestyle and you have a team player where you are somebody as a judge. We know your relationship with your staffs and your contribution in adding value to the staffs of the assembly. He was clerk of this house. And going through the CV, that is not only true, I realized that he spent 7 years, from 1996 to 2003, as principal legislative officer. He spent another 9 years as the deputy clerk of this very house, and another 6 years as the clerk of this house. Make sure you do your best, like the way you are serving as clerk of the house. Please do your best, because so many of the documents will pass through your office. So many documents will pass through your office. And you also try and create that team spirit among staffs in your ministry.
At the moment, the onus lies with Governor Duaidiri to appoint Mr. Timiye Nicodemus Aaron in the coming days. From the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, Baratua Periawe, NTA News.
And on security matters, part of efforts to tackle the menace of insecurity in Anambra State, the State Assembly has passed the Homeland Security Bill. Daniel Upai reports.
The bill, which provides for the creation and operation of the security outfit sponsored by the majority leader Ikenna Ofodeme Ekusigo constituency, he observed that the primary objective of the outfit is to enhance security and combat crime in all communities across the state, as the Agone Chamber security outfit will operate at 3 levels, that is, the community, local government, and the state as a central command.
I hope this reflects the true position of the House and the Committee of the Whole. Yes. Those who support that this form part of the solution of this Honorable House, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Ayes have it.
Other members who lent their support to the bill stressed that the security outfit will address critical security challenges, including kidnapping, drug abuse, cultism, armed robbery, and other violent crimes, and help to safeguard the lives and property of the citizens in Anambra State.
And I'm praying to the members of the House, with the challenges and the level of criminality, we realize that whatever operational system we need to introduce, the 8th Assembly and this Assembly must come together, take a decisive decision, which we need to back any system or any institution we want to form to follow and tackle most of this crime. Whichever style they have introduced, we also introduce a style to tackle them.
I think what is left is the execution. If what we have here is put into practice, other states will come to another state to copy.
If this bill is implemented, Mr. Speaker, we are very sure that the insecurity will be a thing of the past.
The bill went through the first, second, and third reading and was passed. From the Anambra State House of Assembly, Daniel Okbai, NTA News.
Considering the rising cases of security threats in some parts of the northern states, legislators say there is need to ensure proactive measures to curb the trend and complement the efforts of the military and paramilitary agencies with state security corps. This formed part of debate to establish the Kano Security Corps Agency led by the majority leader of Kano State House of Assembly, Lawal Hussain. Samira Hamisu reports on this and 5 other bills that scaled through second reading during plenary.
Kano Center of Commerce. Sai dai wata sakara guda ɗaya wata da take da muhimmanci da aka tsallake da wannan karatu da wannan dokoki guda hudu.
Security, they say, is everyone's business, and here the legislators are on top of the issue. The agency, among other things, will have the powers to arrest and handle locally made weapons.
Kano State Security Corps law will provide security to the citizens of Kano. They will be up to the task and they will assist police in maintenance of law and order. As you are all aware, there was a widespread of insecurity in Kano, the issue of phone snatching, the Endeavour issue. There was rampant sales of illicit drugs in the state. So this peace corps, one established, will really help in reducing the menace of all these type of crimes. The corps will be able to, will have power to arrest and hand over the suspect to the police for prosecution.
Other bills that passed second reading are Kano State Television, Radio Broadcasting and Printing Corporation Agencies Amendment Bill 2025, Kano State Signage and Advertisements Establishment Bill 2025, and Kano State Electricity Bill 2023. Committees for further consideration. In another development, Representative Usman Tasiu Abubakar from Kiru, while presenting a matter of urgent public importance, called on relevant authorities to issue a directive for immediate development of all fence plots in the metropolis, which is now serving as a hideout for nefarious acts. A 7-man committee has been constituted to advise the House on the next line of action. The House has been adjourned to Monday, the 3rd of February, 2025. From the Kano State House of Assembly, Samira Hamisishara, NTA News.
And that concludes Parliamentary News. Do join our social media platforms displayed on your screen for more. I am Amina Saidu. Thank you for watching.